This is Ryan Elliott for ID Boxing. It's press conference day in Newcastle with me, Frank Smith. Frank, firstly, how are you?
Good, mate. Take two. We started one of these, but we're going to start again.
That's it. We got pulled for the press conference. Obviously got that all out the way. We'll come on to that, but the cat is out the bag. The news has just broken a couple of minutes ago that DAZN is launching a channel on Sky. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, look, massive news. Something they've been working on for a long time now, and a huge moment because it was one of the big talking points, especially in the last few days with things that have gone on around where to watch this. DAZN is now the most accessible platform, I'd say. You can watch it on your phone, you can watch it on your laptop, you can watch it on your smart TV. You can now watch it on Sky, on channel 429. So, I think it's really important. And yeah, great to see. It's something that they've been working on for quite a while. It takes time, these things. I think people forget we've been together for 18 months really in the UK now. And, great to finally get that out there and a big announcement.
What channel is it, and is it now imminent? When does it go live?
Yeah, it's Sky 429. It goes live next Thursday, the 23rd of March. So all set for that. So the AJ fight will be available on there as part of your DAZN subscription.
Appreciate you're not involved in the process, but how long in the making was this, and from what you've heard, how difficult or easy was it to do?
Yeah, look, I think it's, you look at there's a number of different sort of broadcasters or platform, however you look at it on the Sky platform. And it's a process you have to go through. It's not a quick process. It's something that DAZN work on. We're not too directly involved, but I know they've been working on it for quite a while, and good to finally get it over the line. So it's just a few channels along from BT.
You made reference to some of the comments made around DAZN about having to download an app to watch it. In particular, Joshua Buatsi came out yesterday at his boxer unveiling and said he doesn't want his fights to be on an app. That's part of the reason why he moved to Sky. I'm sure you saw the comments. What did you make of them?
Yeah, look, I was a bit disappointed with some of Josh's comments. I thought we had a good relationship. And, I was surprised to hear some of the things. But, I feel like he's pushing a narrative that people have asked him to push. Josh has never been a big outspoken character. And I feel like some of the things were messages that would have been pushed to him. The talk about an app. I mean, let's be honest, the whole world uses their phones and apps these days. Netflix have 230 million subscribers. People are changing, the world is changing, the way people look at things is changing. Look, I'd be stupid to say Sky isn't the biggest platform in sport in the UK. Of course it is. We've said it time and time again, but it doesn't mean there's not more than one way to build a fighter, to build a star. I think there's lots of different ways to do that. And now with the announcement today of DAZN being on the Sky platform, it just adds to that. You can literally watch it any way you want, wherever you want. And like I say, the world is changing. That's how people are digesting content now. I watch Netflix and Amazon more than I watch anything else. Because that's the way I'm on the move a lot, and that's what people do now. I'm not saying, again, there's not a play. Of course, Sky is massive. But people have to understand that the world is moving in that direction. But massive news today, and I think that takes away a lot of the discussion and the discussion points from yesterday.
Just on Joshua, we had him on the channel yesterday, and he said even though Matchroom had matching rights, they didn't match every criteria. It wasn't just about money, there was other things involved. Is there likely to be some sort of legal dispute there?
Look, I don't want to be stand here sounding bitter. I'm not going to get involved in back and forth over the cameras of this, that, the other. We have a team, we'll deal with the team, we'll speak to our team about things, but I'm not going to sit here answer, what was in there, what wasn't in there. It's not really for public discussion, in my opinion. So our focus now is to deliver for the fighters who are with us. Like I say, the most disappointing thing for me was some of the comments, really, and the way it was gone about. But that's life, and we move on and we focus on our fighters that are now on the platform. And we got some great talent. I think we deliver the best schedule out there in boxing, and we'll continue to do so.
Buatsi obviously joins a Coley at the minute in the UK, given how many people there are pushing boxing. How hard is it to meet the financial demands while being sustainable as well of these fighters at the minute?
Yeah, look, but we've been through this road many a times. We've been down here. We've been back in boxing really for 12 years now, I'd say. We never left, but started 40 years ago and really heavily back in the last 12 years. We've seen these people come in and out. We've seen people come in with spend a load of money. We've seen people who, have got some for a year or 2 years will do all right. It's not easy though. You have to be the best to stay. Consistency is key. And we have shown time and time again that we have the consistency to deliver the best opportunities for our fighters on a global scale. So, you know, I think competition is always good, but for us it doesn't take competition to ensure that we're delivering the best possible product and, you know, work we can do. We're our own biggest critics, you know, so we're very used to it. People come and go, and there's a few people around now that won't be around for very long.
Let's talk about the show. We just finished the press conference, Cyrus Pattinson and Chris Jenkins. Chris Jenkins very respectful of Cyrus Pattinson's ability, but one thing he did kind of assure people is it would be an entertaining fight. Is that what you expect?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think you look at Cyrus, this is his 6th fight. You know, he wants to step up very quickly. Chris, you know, you heard the list of fights they were reeling through there, you know, and the people he's been in with and the level of fighters he's been in with. This is a real step up for Cyrus. But we believe in Cyrus. We believe he's got a huge future. And if he wants to get to the point he believes he can in the time period, these are the kind of fights he needs to go into to keep growing and building his experience. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think we're going to be in for a really interesting fight there between those two.
One fight I wanted to touch on there, Sol Dacres kind of had it his own way so far. No opponent that's certainly done what we saw from Rob Ismay up there. You were in between them, a bit uncomfortable?
Do you know what? I don't have many moments, but when I was in between them and they were in the face-off, my arse was going a little bit. Before that, I thought they were far enough apart, but I tried not to say any words because I thought nothing I can say can be as entertaining as these two. He didn't like Prime though, did he? But you know, look, 11-0. Sol's stepping up as well. Wants to win that English title. You know, he wants to move quickly as well. This is his 6th fight as well. And you know, these again are the kind of tests these guys need, you know, to keep developing.
With the Berkeley influence we've got on the card, there's so many talented Northeast fighters we've got at the minute coming through. I know for years there was kind of a pressure on Lewis Ritson to carry the pro boxing scene up here, but now with the wave of talent, particularly under the Matchroom banner that there is, how important is this going to be for Matchroom's UK future, building a base up here again?
Yeah, 100%. I think when you look at the fighters, you know, like you mentioned, you got Cyrus, you got Callum French, you got Mark Dickinson, you got Pat McCormack here. You know, 4 amazing fighters in this area. We've seen, as you say, what we did with Lewis Ritson, the nights that were created there, amazing nights. We want to do that again and again. Then you look at other markets. You look at Dalton Smith in Sheffield. You look at Hopi Price, what he can do in Leeds. You look at Gary Cully in Dublin as well. You look at Galal Yafai in Birmingham. You know, these are all fighters, Peter McGrail in Liverpool, that we want to build over the coming years. And next-gen shows are important for that as well. I've probably missed a few, but Chev Clark as well in London, brilliant fighter as well. You know, I really feel like we've got the best talent that came out of that GB squad. You know, I'm really excited by the fighters we got. And I think over the next few years, you're going to see some big stars build. Because, you know, we've seen it before when the likes of Carl Froch, James DeGale, Tony Bellew, George Groves retired. You're then searching for who's next. And the stars always come, it just takes time building. So that's the focus for us now. You know, we've got some massive shows coming, but, you know, we got the level, we're covering, you know, the likes of your Joe Caldina who headlines, you know, the Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron fight. But then it's that next crop coming through that's really important to us.
Just away from this, Sean Gibbons, president of MP Promotions, came out and said that Manny Pacquiao's agreed to fight Conor Benn in the ball's in Eddie Hearn's court. Where's that fight at?
Yeah, look, we've got discussions ongoing around that. You know, obviously June 3rd in Abu Dhabi is our focus now. You know, there's talk for that fight. There's, you know, Kell Brooks come up, and Kell Brooks' name's come up in discussion now as well. You got the Chris Eubank Jr. fight as well, which is a massive fight for Conor Benn. So look, lots of discussions ongoing. Sean Gibbons has been messaging daily, but yeah, I think we'll have some news soon on that show.
Do you understand criticisms of the Pacquiao and the Brook fights, particularly the Pacquiao fight? Being inactive, hasn't won in 4 years, 44 years old, and particularly with Conor not cleared up at the BBBFC as well. Do you understand why people might have concerns about that fight?
I think we've discussed the Conor piece over and over again. You know, Conor's been cleared by the party who undertook the testing. You know, so on Conor's side, that's the main focus, is to get him back active. You know, he could have, like I've said a million times, he could have boxed straight away in some other territory. He didn't want to. He wanted to clear his name. He's done that now. You know, people will have questions about the British Boxing Board of Control piece. And then on Manny Pacquiao's an elite fighter. He's one of the best we've seen in recent times. You know, many people question Conor Benn's ability over time. You know, so Conor Benn has not been in with anyone anywhere near the level of Manny Pacquiao. You see Manny Pacquiao in the gym, he looks in unbelievable shape. He's never stopped training. So, I think we look at Vladimir Klitschko when he came back and fought Anthony Joshua at 41, 42 years old. What a fight that was at Wembley Stadium. Sold out 90,000 tickets. So for some fighters, age is just a number, and I think Manny Pacquiao could still get in the ring with some of these guys and deliver great fights. And I think it would be I do believe it would be a huge occasion.
From what you're hearing and the discussions you're having, what do you think is Conor Benn's most likely opponent?
He's got lots of options. So I'm the wrong man to come and talk to. I don't give away all the secrets. You got to look for the 6'7" version of me who's better looking and slightly chubbier. But yeah, I'll let you just keep the guessing games going.
Artur Beterbiev been ordered to fight Callum Smith. Have discussions started?
Yeah, discussions started. We've been speaking to Top Rank, obviously, about that. That's a massive fight. Callum Smith, looking to become a 2-weight world champion. And he's, I think the WBC have obviously ordered negotiations. April 11th, first bids for that fight to be staged within 90 days of the end after Ramadan. So I think it takes us to just sort of end of July, basically. But yeah, discussions have started with Top Rank around that. So hopefully news soon.
Any indication of who's most likely to stage that and where?
Yeah, look, we're discussing it, in a lot of detail with Top Rank. Around it all. Obviously, Top Rank did a deal with Queensbury for Beterbiev to come over for an anti-yard fight, which was a brilliant fight, and so they're open to doing a deal. So working through that now, and just to get the best deal for the fighters.
We've got Canelo Ryder, and we're looking at Beterbiev Smith as well. Where does that leave Dmitry Bivol?
Yeah, Dmitry Bivol, I just been speaking of. I spoke to his manager Vadim on the way up here this morning at about 5 a.m. Had a call with him. Dimitri's in training camp. Plan is for him to fight in June. We're just going through who that could be. Jaime Munguia is a name that's been mentioned a few times. I don't know whether that's realistic, whether that's something Munguia actually wants, but we'll have to see. But I think there's, obviously long-term eyes are set for Bivol is the likes of the Canelo and Beterbiev fights. Later in the year. Obviously, as you say, Beterbiev's got to get through a fight with Callum Smith first, which is going to be a tough fight. And John Ryder against Canelo Alvarez. But, Bivol, June's the plan, just working through the opponent options now.
You mentioned in the press conference, Eddie's away on the press tour for Canelo Ryder at the minute. Obviously, not the Bivol rematch that people were talking about or anything like that, but John Ryder, someone who's paid his dues, and a brilliant opportunity for him to go over to Mexico.
Yeah, look, 100% John Ryder deserves this. He's the mandatory challenger with the WBO, won the WBO interim title. He's worked so hard. I was saying, I'm so happy that he's got the opportunity because 8-9 years ago he fought Billy Joe Saunders, I remember, at the Copper Box. I think it was, purse bid, I think he got 150, 200 grand. We lost against Frank Warren. And you thought, oh, that's a massive fight for John Ryder, massive night for John Ryder. But that was just the beginning. And, since then, in the last year, he obviously beat Danny Jacobs at Ali Pali. Then he went on an away show with Frank Warren to fight Zach Parker for the WBO interim title. He's done everything he needs. So I don't think there's anyone who deserves it more in the 168-pound division right now than John Ryder. So he's going to go in there, he's going to give it his all. But it's a tough fight. But it's going to be special to do it in Mexico in front of 50,000 people. At that stadium, it's going to be a special night.
Let's do it on the Joshua card. We're, I think, just over 2 weeks out now, and we've only had 3 fights announced. When can we expect the full card to be released?
Tomorrow, the full card. The plan is for that all to come out tomorrow for the show. We've been working on a lot of things for a while. It's just we wanted to announce everything together. So tomorrow you'll have a news on that, as well as some other fights for some other cards.
Just a final one on that fight. We're used to seeing AJ sell out venues in minutes, seconds, whatever. The tickets have been going quite slowly for the Franklin fight. Do you think that's just a sign of the times?
No, look, I think that we're going to be sold out by the time the show comes around. I think we are in difficult times right now financially, all around the world. And I think we'll move more into that later market of people buying tickets. But I'm very relaxed. That show will sell out. And I'm very, very calm about it.